and welcome to episode 73 of the Indie Critical Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Xander Scullion, and joined with me, Jeff. What's up, Jeff?
373. We're here.
Oh, yeah.
Here. Yes. It's another week goes by, and it's like, I haven't played enough games.
Yeah. It's been a week. I've been playing some. I'll definitely talk about some. But before we get into games we've been playing, what do you have in store for Kyle's Trials? Because I looked at the docket and it just said game cheat codes, and I was very intrigued. That's old.
Well, the Kyle's Trials has been insane, and this weekend we actually finished documenting all of Kyle's totes. We did the final few boxes, which was all a bunch of DVDs, which, like, right over my shoulder, that is a stack of like 50 or 60 ECW DVDs.
ECW.
The stack next to it, there was actually like 6 or 8 ECW licensed DVDs. They were like from ECW back in the day, and then the WWE pay-per-views One Night Stand, which Kyle had. But next to it, the big stack is like RF Video, highspots.com did ECW DVDs. Kyle bought all of them.
Holy shit.
So it's every pay-per-view. None of these are available online. The network is spotty on what it covers, the WWE network back in the day, but they've transitioned to Netflix, so I don't even know if they have them. So it is crazy. I've been ripping them with a DVD player and putting them on my Plex server so that way I can watch them, because I don't have a way to watch DVDs. I mean, even anywhere down here, I really don't. Maybe the PS5 will play them. That's about it. And like, I don't. And our Laserdisc player has a DVD player on it. It's just classic.
I know. I was surprised when I got my PS4 back in the day. I got my PS4 and found out I couldn't play music CDs. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was the selling point of the PS1 back then. Yeah. But to go back to the Kyle's Trials game cheat codes, we came across a binder of Kyle. These are filled with cheat codes and cuts and everything.
Oh my God.
So like, basically opening this up, and it's like Dragon's Fury.
Hell yeah, dude.
And if you ever wanted a code for Bart vs. the World, we got you covered. We can go right here. It's the invincibility code for Bart vs. the World. I mean, that's what's cool is, like, on one side you got an ad for Hook on the NES, and on the other side you got Turtles and Bucky O'Hare cheats from SWAT Pro. So I think these are all cut out of Game Pros. I mean, you literally have codes for like Mario, All Stars. You got tons of stuff here. Royal Rumble. I mean, there's just so many. And then I like the sides that have, you know, the different types of like ads on there. But like right here, little Mortal Kombat. I wonder if this phone number works. Game Discount Warehouse. Could buy Mortal Kombat for $60 back in the day.
Hell yeah.
But it's like, there's just so many in here, and this is the stuff that I like. You can get the Fighter's Edge from Mortal Kombat 2 with the fatalities. But yeah, this is like, the thing that's crazy about this is that Kyle like cut these all out, right? But they're all like not really like sorted. So he would have to like know where everything was. And this is like how we found it, by the way.
That's so crazy.
Like, it is crazy shit. And like, and then I got other stuff that was like sitting on his wall, like in the RetroZam in the game room. He had this on the wall behind the closet. This is
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley, Cactus Jack holding a barbed wire. Or is this a barbed wire? Yeah, it's a barbed wire baseball.
Of course, yeah.
But it's like in it's like a little cardboard backing, just like a little Racing Reflections original photo. I mean, crazy stuff. And after we did the last documentation, we watched all the videos to see if we were missing anything or what I might find in my game collection, because I have a lot of Kyle's heavy hitters in there, so there should be more treats. There's always one more, Xander.
Always one more.
That's the classic upload. There's always one more. So I'll likely find more. There's more stuff here, but we'll save it for the next time. Because the thing is like we haven't even scratched a monochrome of what Kyle's trials has. Like,
you gotta think
we covered a little.
And you gotta think this is like episode 73, so 73 Kyle's trials, because we always start the show doing Kyle's trials.
It's random.
So random. I love
one, and someday we'll hit the same thing twice just because I don't document what we talked about on Kyle. I just grab something that looks cool, and eventually, but then we'll go with Kyle Inspire. So Kyle's trials will still be stuff like maybe we find something like that crazy ass tree that I found, tree thing that like literally is on the cover of Little Nemo the Dream Master that I didn't even realize.
Yeah,
like crazy shit like that. And because we know Paulie don't watch this episode, I did show you something.
Oh, yeah,
we're gonna bring this to Midwest Gaming Classic. Check it out. I painted this. This is from Dave the Diver, but it looks like Paul Niemeyer, so I'm gonna give it to Paul because he dressed up like him on a promo. So freaking super cool. If Paul watches this, then it's spoiled. What does Piper say? But if not, he should really like that. And I made sure all the colors look like Paul. He has long hair now. He's like a hipster, like gypsy hipster now.
Yeah, I'm envious of his head of hair. He's got like a nice head of hair.
His mane of hair. His mane.
So we had a very interesting community game this week. We're into the K's, and this week we played Katanaut. And I want to ask you, Jeff, because I'm gonna go ahead and say I played a little bit. I didn't play a whole lot. Did you play more than I did?
I played through a bunch of runs of this game. The first one I went through, kind of like last time when we did the slime game. I went through it. I played for a really long time, and I got to like this giant boss, and it kicked my ass. That's when I died. That's why I finally died. But basically, this is a roguelike Metroidvania inspired. So it is like very Dead Souls.
Yeah. That's
very much so.
That's what I was going to say.
I like that you have the sword and then like a gun. I didn't use the gun a ton, but what I did was I put a lot of my points into like little passive buffs. So like I would slice and it would do these little like X's on stuff, and then it would do another thing. So like it would constantly do it. On the trailer, which is probably in the B-roll, there's this giant monster. That's the thing that killed me. So I don't know if that's like the end of a run or if that's the end of a first level. But when I died, then I went to the next. I went back to the space station, and then you start going through the biomes again. Really loved it though. It is awesome. I do know one of our Patreons, the Disgruntled Gamer, this was his game of the year last year.
It's nuts.
And Void Maw is the developer. Apparently, it's like a single dude making these games.
Yeah, I played a little bit. I think the only problem that I had, it was kind of turning me off, and I think it was my PC. I was dealing with like slowdown, because you're just like mowing through like legions of like these like space demon like ghoul zombies. The game made me think of like Dead Cells meets Dead Space. Because like Dead Space, you're exploring this, abandoned spaceship and stuff like. There's a bunch of creepy stuff. I really like the atmosphere. I love the aesthetic, the music, but the frame drops was kind of killing it for me. I was like, man, it sucks, because this does look like a game I want to definitely dive into. I'll probably end up getting it on like Switch 2 or something.
On Switch 2?
I'm pretty sure it is. I think it's on consoles. So
I wonder if somebody did a physical, because if they did,
I would buy a physical without a doubt.
Let's see. I am just looking it up so we know. No official date for a physical, it says.
I am.
Yeah. I mean, there's one. Hit us up, developer. We will do an incredible physical release of that.
Oh, yeah.
We can't even license. Like, but we'll figure it out. I mean, I don't have the company anymore, but it would be awesome. This is be the type of games that I would release and sign with premium when I own the company.
Yeah, because it has such a vibe to it, and, it kinda made me think it was like a companion piece between games like Blade of Chimera, like, especially with the shooting mechanics and using your sword, like, I love Metroidvanias that do that, like, that's such a cool thing. Reckoner of Lodos War, another one that played, which is same folks that did Blade of Chimera, Ladybug. Um, I love that.
I love the gore in this game. Yeah, it is so
That
much
is fun.
fun. And it didn't really lag for me at all. Um, I mean, I got the Legion Go, but it's
Yeah.
really docked. It's docked all the time for me, so I don't know, like, if there's maybe some kind of thing. I don't have it dual screen either, just single screen on my main TV.
Yeah,
So, um,
I think if there was a way for me to go into the settings, because that was one of the things that confused me is in the options, there wasn't like a video setting. So maybe if there was some way I can maybe through Steam or something kind of run it a little lower, it might run better. But then again, like I'll double dip like I did with Blade of Chimera, because I remember Blade of Chimera didn't play well on my other PC, but I ended up buying it on the Switch. And if this is on the Switch too, I'll buy it on the Switch too, because it'll give me a reason to play that console. Because it
well,
was fun.
and there is something that I got, which I didn't show you on Switch. It was on Whatnot. Check this out, dude. Check out this controller.
Ooh.
So, like, this is supposedly a fighting pad, but it actually is like Sega Saturn almost.
Yeah.
Um, it has a couple of button toggles. So right here, it allows this D-pad to be the D-pad or the left analog or the right analog. So I can just switch that. So
Oh, I like
bananas
that.
is- And then on the top, it has the L and R buttons. You can actually make it so it changes to the C button for Smash. So you
Great.
do that too. But I was playing this, just trying it out with some Super Nintendo and Nintendo games today, because I think with Mario 2 there was a coin thing and I can unlock the mask as an icon. So I might make the mask my icon on Switch too.
Nice.
But like that, and you can switch out the faceplate. I think it has a white one and a red one. But I got it for like $20 or $30 on Whatnot because there's bids.
Yeah, it looks almost like I know Hori does a lot of that.
Yeah.
It looks like it might be like some sort of Hori fighting pad because
Power A.
okay, yeah,
Power A. And it is plug-in. It is not Bluetooth, but that's probably why it was cheap. But I'm okay with plug-in because this cord is long as hell. It's
yeah,
very long
and
and it's braided and everything. It's very nice.
and that's because this is like a fighting gamepad. Like you want to have a cord because you
No
don't
lag.
no lag, no latency issues. Yep,
And that's
that's awesome.
perfect for me. Obviously, I'll mostly use the Pro. but
Yeah.
but the only thing that's weird for me with this one is I'm used to the 4 buttons. So having the other 2 over here, which is R and ZR, is weird because like the back and forth for me is a little awkward.
Ah, yeah.
I just gotta get used to it, but because like normally, you're going like here or back, and it's just normal. But now there's like another set of buttons, so I gotta like train my brain a little, I guess. But it plays great, so
Yeah. It'd be great for like the Sega games and
or Katanaut. Now we're playing.
Yeah.
Like for real, it'd be great for any of these Metroidvanias. As once you get used to the controls, it's perfect. And maybe I can map a couple quick buttons to the R and ZR buttons. That'd be freaking cool. But yeah, like back to Katanaut, like I think this game has a lot of promise. It was released in last year in September. It's been updated though recently. So that's pretty cool. Published by Acclaim, by the way. So
Yeah.
that's pretty, yeah. The new company that bought Acclaim from Collector Vision Games, because John Lester, who just ran Game On. Yeah. But yeah, this game definitely is it's in my backlog now on Steam. Not the current backlog, but it's in the backlog of games that if I'm like sitting there on a Friday night, I'm like, oh, I'm going to play some games. I just look through the backlog. I'm like, I'm going to play some Katanaut.
And then what a night that would be, because like freaking, like I said, the combat so good. Like it's definitely a game that I'm gonna go back to. Now going into the K and to the L. And man, this is gonna be a fun game. A fun game.
It looks like trouble.
Lords of Exile.
Lords of Exile. So this is an 8-bit action platformer. Looks like Nintendo.
Yeah, and it's what's weird is I remember when I suggested this game, you and I both were like, I feel like we've seen this before. Like maybe we've
So familiar. And it might just be that it's so familiar to Bloodstained, like Curse of the Moon. But like it looks very familiar. I'm like, do I have this maybe on Switch? And if I do, that's how I'm going to play it.
Yeah.
But it's developed by Squidbit Works, which is interesting. I don't see anything from Squidbit, but Pixel Heart.
Well, they've done a lot of stuff.
Publishers, and they've done physicals. So that's where I'm like, man, do I have a Switch physical of Lords of Exile? Like, it was originally planned through the Kickstarter. The physical production really faced significant financial delays and challenges for Lords of Exile. So maybe I backed this on Kickstarter back in the day. That sounds like something Jeff would do. He's crazy. Like, I mean, I do like support indie developers. I do it all over. But this game looks really cool. I am 100% down. And if there's a way for us to work with Pixar to get this out physically, let's do the second game for the Incredible Games. Yeah, like, we're not physical publishers, people. We're just fucking around.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it's a stage-based Castlevania. So I will say that it's not a Metroidvania, it's stage-based. There's 8 levels total, so it's not going to be a really long game. So
yeah, I mean, still seems like it'd be pretty long. Like 8 levels. It's been out a month, right? February.
Oh, it came out then.
The thing that's cool about it too is like you have these little familiars that follow you around. So it just seems like it's an extra depth to it. It has a Xander Scramble demo for the listeners if you want to play along and don't want to spend the $3 it currently is, 75% off for the promotion. It's like by the time this episode airs, that promotion will be over and it'll be back at $15. But right now it is.
It's
$3.
That's such a steal, man. Like, dude, so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna add it to my cart just if I get hair up my ass because I did go a little crazy with some sales this week.
I know. You sent me a picture of it. I couldn't remember all the games, but I remember there was a lot of games.
Oh, and there's been around 2 since this.
Oh, geez.
Right now in the budget section, I think we have like 20 games, and
I saw that and I was like, I'm not even gonna get B-roll. We'll just throw it down. I'll timestamp it for the B-roll.
We'll do under $1, and then maybe under $2 will flow. But then there's more under $2 that were like 90% off that hit again because the Steam Spring Sale is in full effect, people.
Yeah, it's full force. So many games. And speaking of so many games,
oh god,
I saw Jeff, you played a Tunic Demake on Game Boy Color.
Yeah, this was crazy. So I was like, had a hair up my ass and wanted to play the Mr. Multi-System 2. I'm like, well, let me play some Game Boy Color stuff because there's something we're going to talk about in the homebrew section that I wanted to play. Okay. And so I played that. And that one is a new Castlevania. We'll hint at it. So the Castlevania, but then I'm like, oh, I have Tunic in here. So I popped it up, and it's like weird because it's Zelda Link's Awakening style Tunic. And it plays really well. It's actually way easier to battle enemies than in the actual Tunic. Because the Tunic requires some like skill to not get damaged. You get your ass kicked in Tunic. And in this one, I'm like, I was trudging through. I played it for like an hour or something. And it was really fun. You still get to build the manual too in the Game Boy game. So you still are doing that slowly. It just, I assume that you have to know where stuff is in Tunic to be able to really enjoy the Game Boy Color. Because I think they kind of just like demaked it like 1-to-1. They didn't add any story, and the tells probably aren't the same because it's on a Game Boy Color. But it's impressive. It's cool. and it is available on itch.io, by the way.
Ooh, really?
And so there's a trailer on there for Xander's B-roll, and then you can download it for free. So it is a free item. You can get the Game Boy Color, and you can get a pocket version. So on the Analog Pocket, if you get the pocket version and put it on your SD card, you can actually side load it as like a creation, Game Boy Studio creation or something.
Ooh.
So it allows you to like side load the game, which is pretty cool. So you can play that game for free.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out because I can put it on Batacera. I can play it on my TV and my Ambernick. I need to fire up my Ambernick handheld. I'm kind of worried it might not work anymore, but
Dude, do you understand, like, over the years, how many freaking weird-ass little handhelds I have, and now it's like there's no utility for them? Because, like, I just play Steam Deck still, and then I have my Legion Go that turns into my TV, but then I use for FPGA, I use the console.
Yeah.
So, but if I wanna play it, I have the Pocket. So, like, I have, like, so many, like, premium handhelds with FPGA that all those weird ones, like, I have no utility for them. So I'll probably end up selling them eventually or something. Or maybe I do, like, I put them on the Retrozeum on HagensAlley.com because that is still in the works, people. The Retrozeum's still in the works.
yeah, I'll definitely have to.
And then you played a shit ton of games.
Oh yeah, yeah. I played some games this week. First off, I beat a game that was one of our randomizers back when we were doing the letter I, and that was Insanity's Blade.
Yeah.
And this was, I couldn't stop playing this game. Like, I know we were like moving on down the alphabet or whatever, but like random nights, I would just go back and play Insanity's Blade. It was something this game
Don't
had
blame you.
this game had me allured. Now, keep in mind, I did play the game in casual mode. Now, with that being said, casual mode, all it does is it gives you like 7 lives to start out with. And I think when you die, you start back in like your checkpoint. Like it's still pretty difficult. And I wouldn't say Insanity Blade is like hard, but it's one of those games you have to really memorize your surroundings because there's a lot of cheap deaths. That's like probably the only like drawback I would say about the game is especially like level 2. Like I remember we were talking about that level 2, and I think that's why I beat the game so much better because I was stuck in level 2 for like 4 hours. What it felt like I leveled up all the way to level 10 by stage 2.
Yeah, you leveled up. I didn't level up at all, and I was a turd playing the game, and I'm like, why the hell am I? Why am I struggling so much? And I'm like, oh, well, I leveled up. I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got the action RPG elements to it.
Love it.
I would love for them to make a sequel. They kind of not spoiling anything, but they leave it open for a possible sequel. I would love to see that. Because yeah, it's a Contravania. It plays like Contra with the Castlevania settings because it's more of a running gun than anything else. But
Well, if anything, I know, like, this guy right here, he created Battle Princess Madeline, too.
mhm.
So, like, I'm sure that he has something else in the works because he's really good at making these type of action games with progression. And, like, this is like Ghouls and Ghosts style was the original, and this is like a little more fair. So I can't wait to see what he comes up with next.
Yeah,
Freaking cool.
and another side note before I move on to the next game is it kind of also made me think of like Neo Geo, like Magician Lord. It also made me
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, like it's got that Neo Geo kind of feel to it. And you don't see that often with retro games. A lot of retro games are like modeled after, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, but Neo Geo, that's really cool. Speaking of really
Neo
cool,
Geo.
I played the demo to Vampire Crawlers. Now, this was a game that I was kind of on the fence about because, I love Vampire Survivors. I know you love Vampire Survivors, but
I had to hold my hand because in the thing he has a wine. So
oh yeah,
tequila.
and I'm not too crazy about card games, and they were like, "Oh, this is like a fast-paced card game." I'm like, "I don't know about this." But one of my coworkers, we were talking about like indie games, and he was like, "Yeah, I played the demo to Vampire Crawlers. It's not bad." And I was like, "Okay, I'll try it out." And let me just say that this is not a card game as much as it feels like a first-person JRPG. Like that,
Really?
the battle system is very, RPG old school, almost like Fantasy Star. Like you see the pixel there, and you select the cards as your different attacks, and and you have like this first person view in the whole game. There's a map that you can look down, like a grid based map of like where to go and stuff. It was really cool. It was very different. It had that Vampire Survivors feel where I could see myself playing it and playing it and playing it and getting addicted to it. So,
That is problematic, though.
yeah.
Yeah. It is still developed by the same guy who did Punkle, who did Vampire Survivors. So it's literally the insane. There is another game by them though, Kill the Brickman.
Billy Brickman. Oh.
Also by Pongle Games. Kill the Brickman. So they got some other stuff. And Berserk or Die. Yeah, so they got a couple games by Punkle. Nosebleed Interactive is the other developer, and they got some weird stuff too. So it's a very weird combination of people, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's different. It's different, but at the same time, you're like, oh, this is Vampire Survivors. And with that being said, going into the next game, this is one of those like crazy spring Steam sales. I saw it was like a couple dollars, and I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. But this is a Megabonk. Megabonk.
Yeah,
And
Megabonk.
And this is very Vampire Survivors. If anything, like I was thinking of like Vampire Survivors, if it was on a console, it would be like a Sega Genesis game. Like Vampire Survivors would be a Sega Genesis game, or Megabonk would be a Sega Dreamcast game. That's what it looks like. It looks like a Dreamcast game, and it's like
Really does.
and it's like 3D Vampire Survivors now.
And definitely like Dreamcast era as well.
Exactly. And the thing about it is it's like it's almost too much like Vampire Survivors from what I played so far, where like even the menus and everything look too like, oh yeah, that's Vampire Survivors. But
Nice.
what I haven't gotten to yet, and what really made me want to buy the game, it's like I'm showing in the B-roll. You can play as a skeleton on a skateboard, and you're like kick flipping. And I was talking to my coworker about this because we were talking about vampire crawlers, and I was like, "Well, I got Megabonk. Have you played that?" He's like, "Dude, I played the shit out of that game." He's like, "The best."
You know about Megabonk.
He told me the best character in that game was actually a monkey that throws bananas, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, this game's gonna be nuts." And this is another one of those like one person game, like developed games. Like one guy made this game, so really cool.
Yeah, it's Vinad or something. Vidinad.
Yeah, it was a couple dollars on the Steam spring sale. So
Yeah, I think it says it's like $7. It's the cheapest it's been too. It's normally a $10 game, so it's 30% off. Not too bad, Xander. Not too bad.
oh,
Not too bad. Yeah, and there's tons and tons, and now it's time for the madness.
yeah. We're going down the new and noteworthy, a list of indie games found within the week to quick. These are just some games that we saw that were like, hey, this looks kind of cool. Like this one that I am definitely going to Xamber. Wow, I'm already doing it.
Zamber Scramber. And I usually I love the crazy complicated titles. I just let Xander go for it. So Zamber Scramber it. Let's go.
Yeah, see, this is wow. It's me filming this? I don't. This is the shooter. It's the shooter. I'm showing B-roll right now so people can see what
I
I'm
think
talking.
it's Neathan Thesis.
Yeah,
Neathan Thesis.
but
And the thing is it indie? Because it is published and partially developed, probably just translated by East Asia Soft. So this would be like East Asia Soft does physicals, and they do excellent top-down shooters.
yeah, like I have a friend on like Twitter or X or whatever, and when he's always tagging me in East Asia Soft shmups because he knows I love my shmups, and East Asia Soft always does some like really good ones, including this one. What I really like about it is like it's almost like Parodius. No, not Parodius. Thinking of Donpachi. It's almost like Donpachi meets like Geometry Wars. Like it's got this weird neon grid kind of
Yeah.
like art style to it.
And it definitely looks like a modern top-down shooter. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
it takes like the Neo Geo style top-down shooters that you would have, and this like takes it to like the next level. Like something that you would see on a later release Dreamcast, like aftermarket homebrew shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
That's what this is. And like East Asia Soft is great at pinpointing. The developers Let's Dev Studios, and they're definitely this is the only game they have on Steam. So I'm not sure if they've done stuff before Steam, but like that's what this game is like it is truly like a indie developer. And there's just so many amazing developers that do shoot 'em ups, man. It's never ending.
And I will say, if you guys are listening to this during the sale, there is a East Asia Soft Mega Shoot 'em Up bundle that's like $18, like $19. And dude, I'm looking at some of the games, and these are some that I've played in the past that are really good, like Z War.
Bangers, man.
Z War was so much fun. Red Raptor was another great.
Void Gore. Void
Yeah.
Gore was amazing.
Void Gore is hard as shit, dude. That one's like crazy. That's a bullet hell right there. Love it.
Dude, it's freaking awesome. And I'm not even going down the rabbit hole. Oh shit. Dang. So I've been slipping, Xander, because this next game is also on the budget.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's $1.24 right now. It must have just popped on because I don't own it yet. It's freaking crazy. It's called Galactic Plague 2000, and it's a classic shoot 'em up, slow style, like single screener shoot 'em up. It's overhead shoot 'em up arcade game. But the game is a $1.24 right now. Normally a $5 game. This is the lowest it's ever been. And it was released April of 2025, just updated in 2026 by Jakob CM. Jakob CM is the developer. Super indie because this is the only thing they've done. I don't know who TR Old School is, but they also this is the only game that they've done. But yeah, this game looks really cool. It's classic shoot 'em up with the modern edge. It throws you into a cosmic nightmare. It's a very like Galaga style game, which I love.
I was gonna say one thing I will say, looking at some of the screenshots, is this is one of the very few times because I usually don't like the CRT effect in video games. I usually turn those filters off, but and they got it right. Like this looks like it's a glowing monitor. Like, I love that, dude.
What I love about it too is because it's like single screen. It makes sense. If that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, hell, there's even like a 16-bit retro, and there's like a big giant Pac-Man looking dude that comes across that you have to attack. Like it hits nostalgia. Like for me being an '80s arcade dude and playing Galaga and Galaga 3 and all this amazing Ga Plus, which is the second one, all those in the arcades because they were old school by then. Freaking that game right there. I just added it to my cart, and now I have another game in my cart saying,
Yeah.
Xander, this is ridiculous.
We do this though. We will talk about the games and buy them while we're talking about them, especially when they're like this cheap. I mean, this looks like a really fun like game to play waking up in the morning. You know, you wake up in the morning and play this, right?
Mm-hmm. And then we go to the other insanity. This game is nothing we've ever talked about before. This like no fucking clue what this is, man. Like
this, let's see. The name of it is called Skigil.
Skigil. Yeah.
Skigil. And what's interesting is it looks almost like, I don't want to say the Survivor, like I don't know if it's like Vampire Survivors or what, but it's like you're fighting in the skill tree.
Yeah, you fight on the skill tree, and you upgrade your character by fighting them on the skill tree. It's crazy.
It's almost like an interactive board game. It's really cool.
And it's still in early access, but it was released in October in early access, so it's still being updated. But the game looks so like monochrome, almost Game Boy. And then they add not Game Boy. I would say almost Undertale.
Yeah.
And then there's like tons of colors everywhere when you're fighting. Like it is wild looking.
Yeah, it's got a really cool aesthetic. It looks almost like this is kind of a common thing with this developer because I'm looking at some of their games.
Oh, who is Acromy?
They have a game called Master Key.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh man, looks makes you think of Gato Roboto. Yeah, that kind of like
Yeah,
black and white look. Cool.
yeah. I think I've played Master Key before. I think I played it on deck. Um, and they got bonus content too, which is like DLC basically for it. But yeah, that game looks really, really cool. Um, definitely, and Ski Gill is definitely another one that's worth checking out if you like that type of roguelike. This next one though, I was looking at, oh, we could fucking stream this, man.
And what a crazy weird game. This game's called Arm of Satan. It's a tough 2D platformer that can be played solo or with a unique two-player local co-op mode. Parsec, what up? featuring featuring kick-ass visuals influenced by Hellboy comics, arcade-inspired gameplay, and deep and captivating narrative. It looks like a really cool game. Like I love the art style. It's almost I don't know, makes think of like 90s. Makes think of like 90s like Nickelodeon or something.
Well, I like too that the jump seems to have a little bit of a slow like glide lag
Yeah,
because it gives you a little time to react because me being an old ass gamer, I need a little bit more time now because like otherwise I'd die and have to continually repeat the grind until I can get through. But you have this giant ass arm of Satan that allows you to like grapple onto things, which is it seems like a really cool gimmick though. It doesn't seem like it's, like, too insane, at least from what they show.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have a speedrunning version too, so I assume that it can get, like, really freaking chaotic, but, yeah, that game looks awesome. It was, released in October, and it was updated yesterday.
Oh
Well,
wow.
as of the time of this recording, so in March, it was updated, actually, so that's pretty crazy. Who is Ludophoria, and what have they done? They have done Arm of Satan, Chapter 1. It is on sale, though, for $2.71 with Steam sale.
Yeah, it's a good deal. Yeah, I'm gonna put a wish listed. I might check it out. Does it have a demo? Does it have a demo? Nope. Well, going into the next one, Landmaster. I
Mhm.
can try to pull it up because I don't remember it off the top of my head. Forget.
It is an L game, but Lords of Exile took over. Landmaster, though, is a pixel RPG about survival, so it really has adventure RPG elements, some sandbox stuff, life sim, so you can like set up your own little area and then defend it from all the enemies. There's a lot of biomes. It's still in early access, so still being updated. It was released in October in early access, and then February has been updated by Creative Quark.
Yeah, this game, I was watching it, and I'm like, for the folks that like Stardew Valley or Questmaster, like those kind of games. Oh yeah, that's an indie credible deep cut right there. But yeah, I think this would be a really fun game.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of crafting. I'm not a big crafter, um, but that being said, if it's done right, like I think my wife would get into it because she loves the casual style games, but she has too many as it is, so it'd be
Yeah,
hard to get her in.
I'm the same way with crafting. Like it's gotta you gotta have something that really grabs me because yeah, most games. Tears of the Kingdom's a good example of a game that did it right. Like Tears of the Kingdom made me like enjoy crafting, where normally I try to stay away from it. Oh,
Hmm.
now this one's interesting because this is a Double Dragon Dodgeball.
Yeah, Double Dragon Dodgeball. So it's literally like Super Dodgeball for the NES, but with Double Dragon characters.
Which is all in the same universe.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I mean it's all made by, what was it, Technos back in the day.
Mhm.
but like it is Arc System Works as the publisher. The weird thing is we can't buy it.
It's a pre-order bonus for the new Double Dragon game that I'm trying to remember the name of it. One that's coming out that looks like ultra realistic. Double Dragon Revive.
But this game was released in October.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking weird, man. I love it though. I love that they had a random indie developer, ITL, do a revival of Super Dodgeball with Double Dragon characters. That is a pre-order bonus for Double Dragon Revive. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell is going on? Where are we at?
It kind of makes me really scared to play Revive, to be honest. I mean, I remember we talked a little bit about Revive back in season 1, and both of us were just not really that impressed because it doesn't really have game doesn't really have that much of a personality, like aesthetic wise.
To give you a little bit of Xander Scramble Warm and Fuzzies, it is a different developer that did this dodgeball. That it's just the same publisher.
Yeah.
So ITL was the developer of Double Dragon Dodgeball, but Ukes, the guys who did all the wrestling games, did Double Dragon Revive. So different developers. Yeah. And then I noticed on the Arc System Works, there's another game, Bubble Bobble Sugar Dungeons. And mostly negative feedback.
Oh no.
It's gotta be bad. Oh, I don't even want to go down. I'm gonna click off of that because dude, and since you played a few Survivor likes this week, we gotta end it with a game that's also a budget game.
Yes, and this is a Bullet Heaven game. That's
Bullet Heaven.
Yeah, it's such an interesting genre term for these games. I always end up calling them Survivor likes, but yeah, that is.
I think that's to avoid Metroidvania having Metroid and Castlevania in the name of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to remember
Survivor. Yeah, Bermuda Survivor. So basically it blends Bullet Heaven and world exploration. So maybe there's a little bit of an open biome, but you have NPC quests, unlockables for different stories. And then there's like an optimal path you can choose. So you can actually beat the game, which is interesting. But it absolutely is an overhead game that looks like Survivor-like. Because, it's called Survivor. But I guess there's a progression to it, Xander. So that, to me, makes it super interesting. The fact that it's 99 cents.
Yeah.
Means it's $1. It's normally $5. But right now it's $1. Like, that's crazy to me. And, like, there's a whole deal with other games, too. But those other games they look like card games or something.
Yeah.
I am down for this one now. So now I have 3 games in my cart just in this recording, Xander. Son of a bitch. And that includes, though, the game that we're going to play, Lords of Exile. Because whether I have a code for it or not in a Kickstarter email, I'm still going to support the developer. Especially if they have financial troubles where they couldn't do the physical that I probably backed. I still want to play it. So, it's fucking crazy, man.
Well, you've added 3 games.
Oh God!
Now let's get into our budget section. This is the section in the show where we talk about some pretty nice, affordable Steam games to check out. First one we're gonna talk about is there's actually a lot of games.
This is in the category of under $1. Because if you're in the Steam spring sale in 2026, so shit's crazy. We have 6 games under $1, besides for the one that we just talked about. And then there's like 20 games under $2. We'll probably put them in the show notes. Maybe we'll just drive by them real fast, but I'm not gonna look them all up. But these ones we'll look up because some of these we've covered before in an episode. So, but Seep Universe. It's a retro 2D action platformer. It looks like it was made in like a Game Boy Studio, it looks like it's like trolling people. I don't know. It looks like an indie guy made it 100%. So Seep is the developer. Seep is the same guy that made the Swords and Bones games.
Yeah, he also did the barbarian game I've been playing. That Caveman Ransom. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Caveman Ransom. They've done, and so we can kind of go through some of these games. Super Boo Quest, which is in our list, which is like an overhead style action game. They did Katana Soul, which I think we talked about that one. If we didn't, I did it in Indie Gaming Gems. So Super Boo Quest and Katana Soul are 55 cents.
Jeez.
War of Revenge, which was like an action game like you've been playing, is 69 cents. All these are in my library already, which is fucking crazy, by the way. That's like Caveman Ransom's the one that you've been playing, which is the cutesy one now. Adventure Bit, which looks like a ZX Spectrum game, is 55 cents. So, like, we talked about a few of these in our list already, but these all look freaking crazy. And then I'm not sure if this is also Seep, but let's see. Super Daryl Deluxe was $1, and now it's $1.99. So it's still 90% off right now. Super Daryl Deluxe, though, is by Dan and Gary Games, but it's like a hipster-looking, hand-drawn, surfing on sharks type of action platformer.
Yeah. He's real lanky and noodle.
Reminds me of Green Dog.
Yes,
Green Dog. Yeah. But this game is another one that looks super dope. Definitely under $2, which still meets the intent. It was under $1 at one point though. But it's super
yeah. That action game you're talking about, that was Roar of Revenge. That looks right up my alley.
Roar of Revenge is the one that looks exactly like you would expect. And then Horde Core is the final one under $1, and this game looks really weird. I don't know if it'll be cool, but it was 89 cents. So, not a bad idea to get a game for 89 cents, Xander.
Yeah, that I've noticed with a lot of the Seat games, because I've never bought a Seat game at full price.
Well, this one's not Seat. This is Digitality.
Oh, okay.
And Meta Publishing. Because they have games like The Uncertain, which is a puzzle 3D game that's $1.49, and like they have other games in here. They have Spirit of the Island. Like this is and Biped that we talked about in the previous episode. Biped 2.
Yeah, Hardcore looks cool though.
Oh yeah, Hardcore, and then you got Roar of the Revenge looks awesome. But no, there's so many under $2. I mean, there are games here that I could highlight that were from like when I did the digital version of the Switch Collector back in the day of series 1, like year 1. Blast Brigade and the Evil Legion of Dr. Creed. That game is under $2 now, which should get a physical. Curse of the Sea Rats, which is like an avoid Metroidvania. Like the game's not great. That one is under $2.
Don't remind me about Sea of Rats. Remember when I bought that game? I was like, I was at like
that'd be great.
Yeah. I was at my local video game store and I saw it and I'm like, oh man. It was like $15. I'm like, I'm going to buy this. I'm going to show it to Jeff and be like, hey, Jeff, look what I got. And like, I showed it to you and you're like, Jeff, this is a terrible game. Like, did you not read my book?
You got.
I was like, oh no.
Now on the other side, there's a game called Micetopia. That's a platformer and it's $1.49. Also has mostly negative reviews, but it's better than Curse of the Sea Rats. But like also there's games like DLC Quest, which is another cool Metroidvania that has like a fun stuff. But the Dark Devotion is also under $2. Dark Devotion, I'm pretty sure has a physical. And it is like an amazing looking Souls-like game. 2D pixel graphics, looks freaking awesome, like Blasphemous. Like that game is like awesome. So Like tons and tons of games. There's even more. Art is Rifle, Xander. Art is Rifle.
Art is Rifle.
Art is Rifle. That game is like insane looking. It is under $2. It is a 3D boomer shooter style game where it's just like full colors, puzzle shooter adventure, fueled by madness.
Oh yeah. I think we talked about this game. This is the game. I think we've mentioned this one. It looks so familiar. The Art is Rifle. Yeah.
You are the art of rifles. Dude, fucking crazy. So there's just so many games. The spring sale. So if you find anything that you think we should check out, hit us up any of the mediums. Send us a message. Leave Xander a comment on YouTube. Send us Discord chat stuff. Like whatever. It's freaking crazy, dude.
Send us a message in a bottle. Just walking on the coast and like, oh man, I got this gaming recommendation. But now,
smoke signals. Smoke.
there you go. Now we're selling away from the budgets into the aftermarket homebrew highlights. These are new games for old tech, and what an interesting one we have this week. Because we've been talking a lot about this whole Castlevania thing, and you kind of allured to it earlier. Pretty sure our listeners caught on to it, but Castlevania Order of the Shadows, which was a Game Boy Color game, is finally is it finally on physical? Is that what the thing is right now?
So this was an infamous mobile Java game. So this was on old mobile phones, and somebody ported it to Game Boy Color. So I think it's pretty crazy because it's Order of the Shadows Golden Belmont. It's a reimagining. It's a ground up game. And it aligns with the Legends and Resurrection games. So it's pretty cool. I played it though on my Mr. FPGA. It plays like a Castlevania, and it has Metroidvania tendencies, so you can go through the different levels, and then there's save points. So I definitely got through and got to a few save points, but to me, it's open. So it's a little crazy because I don't know exactly where I need to go next.
Yeah.
I just started wandering, going crazy and wandering. So I'm all over. I don't even know if I'm in the right spot.
I mean, it's still cool though that we can go back and look at that, because I do remember vaguely. I do remember maybe it was on that was a Castlevania fan site that I used to always go to. And I think that might have been one of the games they were talking about on there in the forum.
Never find it.
Yeah, the Castlevania forums and all that stuff. But
and this game has a bunch of different versions. It finally has version 1.01. And you can get a pocket version too, so you can, just like the Tunic game, you can get it on the Game Boy Pocket. So that's always cool.
Now this next one is a new Metroidvania adventure for the Game Boy Color. This is called Koro?
Kurohi?
Kurohi. I had to scramble that a little bit.
Scramble it, man. Kurohi, though, they made this from the ground up for the Game Boy Color. They do want to port it to Steam, so that'll be cool. Make sure more people can play it, because us retro gamers, we're niche as hell. Yeah. What's cool about it though is that it's being released by Sergio Elizondo. I don't know if you know Sergio. Sergio's a guitar player. He's released some homebrew stuff. He did Sergio and the Hologram. So he would go play shows where he'd have holograms behind him, and he would be soloing to himself playing. But he released some of this on NES cartridge with real music playing on it.
So cool.
It's really cool shit. And Sergio's a really good dude. But he has taken to some indie developers to release the games physically, because the dude is just freaking cool as shit. So I think he did Ninja 1 and 2 on NES. He's done some other games. This one though looks freaking awesome, and the fact that it is a Metroidvania adventure just immediately is all right, so I got to cover this in a future Metroidvania book.
Yeah, it looks so charming. It looks really, really good.
Exactly. It looks really cool. And he does have a little trailer on the Kickstarter page for your B-roll, so that's always good.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see what else he has created on Kickstarter. So he has You Are Air and A Winner Is You, which are both music albums. But the You Are Air has him like playing like video on the NES. And like while he's playing the music. Like he like upgraded it. Dude's crazy. I love it. So cool. And he's a really cool dude. So support Sergio. Will put a link in the show notes, maybe. Maybe we'll remember. Maybe we'll remember.
And this next one, the oh man,
popped up today, and it was part of the bite off.
Yes, and in the name, I almost said it like, because remember I kept calling it the marinara effect.
The marinara effect. Not even close.
I know.
Mariana sequence. The Mariana sequence, Xander. This is the crazy one though. It's a standalone sequel to Triptych, which was the crazy ass game. But it's a game within a game. So like you play through, and I think if you die, you get options to continue.
Oh wow.
So like you have a character who has like a crazy sword and can throw stuff, but then like you can like go in and continue like, oh, I want to go into the graveyard, and then you have like almost like a different, like there's a sequence of events that you can do and you change characters and shit. It's really insane. I hope that's the game that I'm remembering because it looks like it from things. Of course, I backed it because I'm insane.
Yeah, this game's like so freaking unique, and
yeah. There is one more game that people need to back on Kickstarter, and it's called Allison of Astra, and it's homebrew. It's only 75% funded because the marinara effect is already over 100%. The Mariana sequence is already 100% funded. This other game only has 53 backers, and they're only at they're at 75%, and so this game won't be funded. It looks very basic, but it looks cool. Allison of Astria is just one of those where it gives you like ones to back, but the Mariana sequence though looks freaking awesome. It won the best narrative of Bite Off 5.
All right, so cool.
Freaking awesome. So definitely worth checking out. I added that last. So when it comes to Bite Off 6, obviously the Indie Credible podcast is going to be covering Bite Off 6 in full. For the Midwest Gaming Classic, we're going to be covering the red carpet. Also, as soon as all the submissions are submitted in the Retroverse, Xander and I will be downloading them all.
Yes.
And then we are going to have a Indie Credible at least best. It depends on how many amazing bangers there are. We may decide to do different, but we're going to have a treat for whoever our winner is. We'll have some kind of Indie Credible award.
Well, I don't want to promise anything, but I would really like it if somehow we could get our schedules and we could do some of these as a live stream. I think that would be really cool too.
Someday we will be able to live. Like mostly it's Xander and I being knuckleheads while we don't stream more. Like most of the time we could, but we were like, we were playing guitar and drinking too much.
Yeah, I mean, and
me drinking more.
So that's why it's like more important than ever that you at least follow Jeff's Patreon because it's free to join. And yep, and that's a great way for you to be updated on what you've been working on, Jeff, and whenever we're doing a live stream, because it's going to be sporadic. And if you join the Patreon, also be sure to check out our Discord as well, because we got Discord. It's free to join.
Because we're posting stuff like if I make progress in Cal's Trials, which I haven't this week. I mean, I've been working like every day with no days off, and I think you're about to work like about 10 days straight too. So things have been crazy. It's why our journey, not the destination, Joe Granato, is not going. Our destination is not Midwest Gaming Classic. Our destination is a physical release of Kyle's Trials with participation of the community as we build things. And so I haven't had time to work on backgrounds and enemies. Like there's a lot of stuff to still do.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't working every day, I probably would have the capacity. But on the Patreon, I did something that I loaded. I don't know if you caught it, Xander, but I did an art reveal for the Switch Collector Year 3.
Oh, yeah.
And so I revealed the cover art for the book and the limited slipcover done by Paul Niemeyer of Mortal Kombat fame. So we showed off the art earlier in the episode. Paul did amazing artwork for the limited slipcase. And so I revealed that, and then I did a call out to all patrons. Submit your stories. So it can be anything Switch related stories. I'm going to be doing a supplemental book to do, and it's going to be like a manual, and like a Switch style manual.
Yeah.
That will be, it'll have all the backers in it as well as stories. The reason why it's not going in the book is, number one, the book's huge. It's already like over 400 pages, by the way. The abridged version is over 400 pages for the whole year. I had actually a couple people ask me, well, are you splitting it up again? And I'm like, no, all year 3 is in one book, which is crazy because year 2 took 2 books, and there's more games in year 3 than in year 2. But it's going to go into a supplemental book, and I also already pushed the book to the printer, so that way, because it takes like 6 months, man.
Yeah.
And so I haven't even launched the Kickstarter. It'll be launched probably the week before Midwest. So that week, it'll be like popping into the 72-hour mark, and we'll just tell people it's live.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that'll be a cool thing to talk about during Midwest Gaming Classic. But like I already have the book in progress because, and I can add like add-ons later, like extra bells and whistles, because the publishing process, they're not printing immediately. They have to like go back and forth and check every single page, all the color matching, the editing, all the stuff. Like I've done that, but like they go back and double check and triple check. And so that takes a while. So I'll still have opportunities while the Kickstarter is live to add like stretch goals, for example. But I started it super early, which means I'm not going to add extra pages to put the book backer club. That's going to be its own supplemental manual, which I've done for other books, but it was more a checklist. Now it's going to be like stories, which would be freaking cool.
Yeah, that and the Switch, I'm telling you, dude, there's a, and I'm glad that we're able to archive, especially people's memories and, you know, just the games themselves. Because I mean, I've been going back and listening to like old podcasts of other shows, like back like 2013, 2014 and stuff like that, and you know, leading into the Switch, and Switch was just a magical freaking moment in video games, dude. Especially I believe what for Collection 3, like what years would that span?
So that's like 2019 to 2020.
Oh yeah, that side.
So like it's that, to me, that's like the heyday. That's when things were still on the uptick before the limited companies like Limited Run started doing like 2 to 3 games a week. Like they were still doing like a reasonable amount. It's still right before, because it stops in March of 2020. So the next year is when Premium and I started publishing. This is in year 4. But like year 3 is like the freaking heyday.
Yeah.
And you're hitting like Link's Awakening in that one, and Shovel Knight, and Hollow Knight, and Celeste. Like you're just having like an
Animal Crossing
3. Like it's just banger after banger hitting there. Yeah.
That's what
is wild.
That's when the Switch exploded.
I think Animal Crossing might go into year 4, because remember, Switch was released in March. So it might have been in the year 4. I don't recall doing a write-up. And the thing is, I'm doing these abridged, which means I'm not doing the multi-page. So I was doing like giant reviews in the first ones, but then like I ran out of, like, I can't do 2,000 page books because it just, the binding doesn't hold. So I did abridged for the second part of year 2. Well, this is the abridged for year 3, and it's 400 pages. It's a lot. It's so many games. I added taglines, so there's at least a little bit about each game. So I didn't like completely not put any. I put text and write-ups, but it's very short, because like I had to keep it concise throughout. And I still covered, this might be the last time I do it, I covered some Japanese exclusives.
Oh yeah, because it's gonna get crazy.
Because that was a vote by or no, that was a stretch goal vote by backers in year 1. It was to add the Japanese only games. But when Switch got so freaking crazy later, people stopped collecting all the things.
Yeah.
No, but nobody collects all Switch anymore.
They-
Well, they
they-
tried to say that all the limited print companies don't count as a licensed collection. I'm like, it's licensed through Nintendo, man.
Yeah.
It counts. It's
Yeah.
dangerous, but it counts.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine collecting for the Switch. I mean, that's still a console I'm gonna be collecting for like years from now because there's just so many games, so many freaking games.
I was originally going for everything I thought was cool, and it went too much because it hits every generation from like Atari level all the way to modern.
Yeah,
Every generation's covered. And so, like, I think like my collecting goals are gonna be like TurboGrafx PC Engine bangers, every NES game, which I already have through Kyle's trials. But then it's like Switch is the one I don't know because I want to get Metroidvanias and Zelda likes.
yeah.
But like I also like first party Nintendo. So, but like when you go to Switch, it's like, man, I could get GTA trilogy on there. I can get everything.
Well,
So it's like it's the rabbit hole, man.
and the Switch is like one of the only consoles off the top of my head, other than maybe like the PS2. It's one of those consoles that you could just focus on one genre and have a huge collection. Like, could you imagine if you were just like, yeah, I'm just going to collect, shmups on the Switch? Like, holy crap, dude.
I did it for a while. It is insane. It's unattainable. You could just do the shoot 'em up collections and just
Yeah.
go nuts. Like it's wild. It's the same people that were doing the retro handheld one. What's that console? The Evercade? Is that what that is?
Yeah, Evercade.
And that is like 50, 60 games now. It used to be like, oh, there's like 12 games. It's super easy to collect. And I have the original like first ones, but now it's like tons.
Yeah.
To keep up is insane. But there's definitely indie on there, and there's like homebrew on there. There's cool shit on there. And so it's like, man, so I'll probably keep up with the homebrew and then like kind of go away from all the arcade like collaborations collections because there's just so many for that console. It'd be the same thing for Switch. Is like I haven't figured out. So if any listeners can figure out how do we scope a Switch collection? Do we do it by genre? Do we do it by like cool factor? I got so many games now that I gotta probably pare some down. And I got my kiosk too, mind you. I got a Switch kiosk.
Yeah, and then you get all the different remakes and remasters. I end up rebuying those games because they're on Switch, like
Yeah.
I have so many Street Fighter collections just on that console because I
I
was
was
like,
like, you buy that?
oh yeah.
I only bought Ultra Street Fighter 2 because that is like after Super Street Fighter 2, you have Ultra. So it's the ultimate version.
I had that, and I wish I still had it because I know the physical it's like gotten really expensive because that was like a very limited release by Capcom, and I'm like, fuck. But
See, I definitely got a copy, but like, yeah, I have some stuff that's like super expensive too. I mean, I have the limited run games, limited edition of Pirates Curse. That is super expensive because it's low price. Like, I have a lot of those weird things. I mean, hell, I even have the Tomba, like, PS1, the giant box. I got the giant box, which I thought was dope. They created a Tomba 2 version, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I want that now. I mean, I have 2 versions of Zombie Nation. You really Zombie Nation on Switch? I have a Zombie Nation, then I have like one that's like the mask one. I have 2 because I got one for Christmas for Secret Santa. So like 1 year back in the day. So like I got some random weird shit. And the thing that gets me though is I have a Switch kiosk, which I don't have with me. But then everything plays better on Switch too.
yeah.
So do I try to install Switch 2 on the Switch kiosk?
Which I just want to ask you, have you updated your Switch 2 yet? Because they just released a really cool update for Switch 2. But now
Is that the overclocking the handheld mode?
yeah, going 1080 now. So
Nice. That's pretty cool. Like, and that's the thing. So, like, to me, the Switch 2 breathed new life into the Switch, which I think makes it more interesting. I also like that a lot of people aren't putting all the games on, like, complete on card on Switch 2 because I have no urge to collect any of that.
Yeah.
I did get a Final Fantasy VII remake key card for like $30.
Not bad. Yeah.
So like the game's like 60 or 70 online, 6-7 Piper. But the thing is, it was $30 on a Whatnot stream, physical. So I'm like, I'll definitely get that remake for $30. I don't need the key card version. I don't care about a key card, but I have it because it was cheap. So there is a price that I would do key cards, usually if it's like a good deal.
Yeah, like if I found the Yakuza 0, the director's cut that's on key card, if I found that for like $15, I'd buy it. You know, like I'll buy it for I'll buy it for 15. Oh yeah.
So you got your Xander Scramble prize. And so that's the thing, like the $1 Million Man says, everybody has a price.
Yeah.
But like I'm still not gonna collect that shit. And I might not even keep the Final Fantasy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out. I do know that the game cards work interestingly because my daughter wanted to transfer Smash. She had it on her Switch. She wanted to move it to her limited handheld that she has. She has the Pokemon one. And so we had to like bring her Switch down here to the Switch 2 and put them in proximity to get the key.
Yeah.
Like it was weird. And then once we did that, it was fine.
I have to do that.
Process.
I have to do that with because I have my Switch 1 hooked up to my CRT television. So, like, if I want to play games like on my Switch 1 on the CRT, I have to make sure my Switch 2 is on set. If in like Switch games, it's kind of annoying, but I understand it. But it is what it is.
That's interesting though. But it's like that's how they maintain their licenses or whatever. But it's fine. Yeah, I still haven't figured out though how I'm gonna scope what I want to actually collect and display. Like I like the idea of PC Engine and Turbo because it just always was my white whale back as a kid. Never had one. Neighbors had it. So to me, those are cool to have. But for Switch, that's the weird one. I haven't figured it out yet, man.
Yeah, because I mean, just getting like every Neo Geo port on the Switch is a collection within itself. You know, like it's crazy.
Well, and like then there's like Genryu 2, which I think is a sequel to a Switch game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I don't think it was released on Neo Geo, was it? Genryu 2?
No, it wasn't. It was like it was like a newer game. Yeah,
and I was able to get that physically for like super cheap too.
That game's hard as shit, but it's fun.
Is it? Yeah. So I mean, there's just like so many like weird bangers out there for Switch. It's a dangerous rabbit hole. I've now written 3 years of it. Like this one will be going to Kickstarter, and we'll see how it does. If it does well, I'll be willing to do year 4. But year 3 took me years.
Yeah,
I think I started in 22 or 23. Like it's taken me like 3 or 4 years to finish 1 year of the Switch. And so like if we go all the way 9 years in now, I'll be doing these books forever.
Yeah.
And so if people want it and they back it and it goes crazy, I'll do another one. And it's the same thing with the Metroidvania Chronicles. Like there's infinite to do. Like, and then I want to do an indie book, which I already have templated, and there's a turbo book that I've been working on for a year now. Like there's so many projects, and it's like, well, what do I focus on? Well, what are people interested in? So listeners, let us know what you're actually interested in for my books that I'm creating. Because as I'm doing this, I'm also creating the Retro Museum website where I'm going to have Kyle's Trials items because some of his bangers up there. You can get a copy of one of Kyle's actual games. Profits go donated to whatever Kyle's mom chooses, but like it's cool shit. But like, yeah, like some of his Neo Geo stuff will be up there, other shit. So random,
yeah,
and
that and that's an even better way to just mention real quick to check out Jeff's Patreon.
It exists.
It's there. It's there.
I always post the episodes. I post anything else crazy that we do. Because the thing is I always got lots of shit going on. I haven't even done an article on the latest art stuff that I've been working on. I mean, even though the Paul art, I want to do an article on how I decided on the background how I made it look like clouds behind them, even though it's just one color.
That's cool.
I'm learning art design myself through work.
And the Patreon's free to join. And as always, at the end of every episode, we have a big shout out to the executive producers, starting with Akaroth.
And the disgruntled gamer from the Thunderdome Gaming Society, who definitely loved Katanaut.
And Jesse Glenn.
Jesse Glenn and Jacob Hendrickson.
And Brian Pittman.
And finally, Alex from Japan. Definitely, you can join at Hagen's Alley as Patreon. So it's patreon.com/Hagen's Alley. Free to join. There's a contributor tier, so you can contribute to all the books. It's not too late, by the way, to join the contributor tier. And then this executive producer tier, which also gets you a one-of-a-kind release that only executive producers get at the end of the year. So whatever that ends up being, it'll be freaking crazy. And it's stuff that later on, years down the line, I get people ask me, hey, what happened to the Metroidvania wouldn't cover? Well, you had to be on the Patreon in 2025, knucklehead.
Yeah.
Like, am I making another one? No. Guys, is like, no.
These are one and dones.
It's the same thing with every one of my giant commissions that I do, the big canvases, the ones you see on the wall that have been behind me. I'm only doing all those one time. When we go to Midwest Gaming Classic, which Xander and I will be at in the end of April, like the last weekend of April of 2026, like I'm going to have some of these canvases with me. It's going to say make offer. And you got to make it worth my while. I've had some offers on the Punch-Out one before that I have back there. And it hasn't sold yet because I'm like, I'm good. Like, people have offered me hundreds of dollars. So, I'm bringing the first time ever. It's the Splatterhouse RPG game over screen. I actually finished her up recently. I have to do the exterior, like the outside, but it looks freaking dope. And it's like basically the Pumpkin King with the princess, like basically they're getting married and Rick's dead.
Yeah.
It's like it's freaking awesome. But yeah, that is the art that I just finished, and I won't make them again. Like I'll make something else. So like once people commission a canvas, I don't do it again.
They're one and done. And just like this episode,
73 and done.
Yep. It won't be another episode 73, trust me. But as always, guys, and thank you for listening to another episode of the Indie Credible Podcast. As always, thanks for listening, happy gaming, and support indie. Support Rowdy.